Hello, everybody. I'm back with Jamie, one of my favorite storytellers.
Still here.
Still here. Jamie and I met right where we are sitting. Well, not in this very room, but in this place. We're at the Magnet Theater Training Center. They teach improv, musical improv.
Life skills.
Yeah, seriously.
Interviewing
improv
skills.
are mainly life skills. And storytelling, which is where we met in a storytelling class. So I'm delighted to have Jamie here to tell us a story.
Thank you.
And we're gonna get started. So as you know, the way we do this is we take our handy dandy fortune teller, and Jamie's gonna give me a couple words to help us figure out what genre of story he's gonna tell. First word, please.
Door.
Door. D-O-O-R.
Okay.
That's your second
Shopping.
Shopping, okay. S-H-O, technical.
But that's my worst fear.
P-I-N-G.
Screwing up someone's fortune. You're basically messing
But
with.
it's not a fortune, it's a genre.
It's basically the rest of
All right,
someone's
you have
life.
the same triangles as in his last show.
I wish I could remember what was under them. I don't want
I
to.
remember two of them, but that's it. But because they're the two, we just...
Can someone have a hint?
No, it's a fortune.
You messed up the fortune, so I feel that you should be responsible for
No.
picking.
No, you have to pick.
I don't feel pressure.
We're gonna be here for a while, y'all.
All right, I think I picked one of the squiggles last time, so I
You
should.
did pick a squiggle.
I gotta avoid that squiggle. That's scary. That one. This
Okay,
one.
that's the one I did.
No, I
Fairy
don't want
tale.
that one.
Fairy tale. I'll let you redo if you want.
Thank you. I'm not good with fiction.
You could tell a story about like a nonfiction story about fairy tales.
I don't really have one.
Okay. I can't believe I'm doing this. We don't
That's
have
so kind
we
of
don't have a
you.
show policy about do-overs, but we're gonna do it.
I'm gonna be the reason there's gonna be a no do-over policy,
exactly.
but it doesn't exist today. So
Okay. So do you want to pick another triangle, or should we do new words, new fortune?
let's do new everything.
New everything. Okay.
New me. New me.
Yes. It's a new year, Jewishly.
It's also Sukkot. I'm not sure what
Yeah.
that means, but it's important.
We'll talk about it later, but Feast of Tabernacles is one way of calling it in English. You sit in a hut for a few days
There we
to
go,
remember
yeah.
the move of the Israelites in the desert for 40 years.
Yeah, that's what I was
after
saying, obviously.
Redemption from slavery in Egypt.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Thank
Glad
you.
you did that.
Me too.
Okay, two words.
Teeth.
T-E-E-T-H.
Yelling.
Y-E-L-L-I-N-G. You're back in this same...
What does the other, which is the squiggle I did not pick?
This is the squiggle you did not pick.
Let's try that one.
Okay. Love letter.
Okay.
Nonfiction. So I'll tell you my concept for this category when writing it, and you can adhere to it or not.
I really like this open flexibility
Thank you.
policy.
Improv.
Works well.
Basically, what I was thinking of with it is, ooh, sorry, Mike, is that I meant microphone, not somebody in mic.
Hey, Mike.
There's no mics in here, it's just the two of us. I mean, there are microphones, not a person named Mike.
Hey,
What I
Mike.
meant with the love letter genre was that, like, think of someone, could be like someone you know or a celebrity or whatever, and just like talk about why they're so great to you. So
Oh.
you could do that or not
Okay.
do that. It's up to you.
Okay.
We're gonna reset the camera and give Jamie a moment to think, and then we'll hear Jamie's story.
A love letter, huh? Could be to a celebrity. Okay, my love letter is to Chelsea Handler, and it is a love letter that is wrote platonically. Even though most people would write their love letter to you, Chelsea, in a non-platonic way, I'm married and I am happy, but I do love you in a platonic way. And it all began years ago. I saw you, I think on TV first, and then friends of mine were visiting LA, and we happened to get tickets to go be audience members at your show. And that was my first LA experience. I had just moved there, and your TV show was the first time I got to sit in the audience of a live taping. And I just have always thought you are so effing funny. I'm not allowed to swear on this particular broadcast, or I would. But I was really just enamored with you, with your comedic timing, the way that you tell stories, the way that you don't sugarcoat things. I really enjoy. I came from a family that does that, and then you just do it really well and professionally and for money. And I would like to do that too. So you have been my inspiration. So it started there, and then I was in the Pride Parade, I think it was 2009, and I think that you were featured somehow. I don't know what they call the person who leads the parade, but I think that's what you were. And I got to meet you ever so briefly, and I got my photo taken with you, and I'm usually someone who's full of the gift of gab, and I was basically speechless. So even though it was a very memorable moment for me, I think I almost said nothing. I wish I could have said something else to you, like thank you and thanks for being an inspiration and you're great, but I'm pretty sure I barely got out the, would you take a photo with me? And then I froze. But anyway, I do have photographic proof. I love that photo, and it reminds me pretty much every day of what I still want to do with comedy and with public speaking. So I love you for that. And then I love you for moving into Netflix and making your show what you want it to be, and that you didn't follow the format of what you had when you were on regular cable, and you just keep evolving. And I think that's cool because I do too. How much time? I'm good on time. Good, because I could talk about you all day, Chelsea. You evolve, and then I evolve, and then you evolve some more, and then maybe I feel pressure to be a better person, and so you're an inspiration that way. But really what I think you're doing is so cool, and I know you're not a spokesperson for white people, but I do think you're trying to be woke and informed and to, make something with your platform, and I don't think you have to do that. I think it's the right thing to do personally, but I know that in the position you sit and in the power and the privilege that you have, you don't have to use it for good, but I'm just really proud that you do. And I'm happy to be one of your lifelong fans. And I'm a transgender Jew. And you're not transgender, but I know you have a Jewish background, so I just feel a kindred spirit with you. So this is my platonic love letter to you to thank you for all you've done, for being an inspiration. And if you obviously feel you would like to be woke some more in the transgender Jewish area, I'm available. If you want to have coffee or tea or write jokes together or just hang out, I'm obviously can make myself available. And thank you. And happy Sukkot.
Jamie.
That's me.
Thank you for sharing your feelings about Chelsea Handler. I too am a fan. In fact, I heard her speak a couple months ago after the launch of her book at Stand Up New York, and it was really great to hear her talk about evolving, so exactly what you were talking about. I also just want to say, as a personal thing, that I'm always hoping to get the love letter category. Many people I could talk about, but kind of top of my list is someone who Chelsea is friends with, so hopefully they'll both watch this. Shannon Doherty has been one of my favorite people.
That's right.
Like in the inspired me so much since I was 11 or 12, and maybe before, because
That show was on a while.
even before 90210, I remember.
Oh, you did know?
Yeah.
I didn't know her until that show.
But I mean that was the primary driver, but just the wherewithal to stick to your guns, and yet to also change and acknowledge where there's room for growth. All of that is hard to do in a world of a lot of external pressure, so they're
Not
both kind of
really.
amazing.
They're okay.
I know, but I think you have a tougher skin than I have. And probably Chelsea and Shannon do too, but working on it, evolving. Anyway, Jamie, thank you for sharing your thoughts and feelings.
Talia,
and
thanks
words.
for having me and for doing all of this. Talia is a one-woman show, and I really could not do half of what she did to make this show happen today. So thank you.
Well, thank you for the kind words, but actually, I need other people on the show or else it won't be nearly as much fun. And also, I just took classes at M&N, and that's Manhattan Neighborhood Network, and they teach you how to use their equipment and everything. It's
Don't tell
fantastic.
everybody, because then they're
I
all
know,
going to go make their own
I will
shows.
say I'm afraid that it'll be harder to get resources, but it's such an amazing thing once I discovered it that I feel like everyone should know about
And
it.
they didn't ask you to say any of this. You're
They
just a nice
didn't.
person
They
who just
didn't,
did
but
this.
I
You're giving
love
them a shout out.
Yeah, because they have like the most, it's kind of like with Magnet, like all this positive, creative energy and like encouragement and kindness. It's just
Weird.
wonderful.
It is wonderful, but I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes hard to find.
Very hard to find, very unusual, and I feel like when you can find it, you gotta grab on. So,
Yeah, I
you
agree
know,
with that.
And thank them. So, anyway, and thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, and thank me, and thank you, Talia,
Yes, thank us all,
basically.
and to all a good night.
And happy Sukkot.
Happy Sukkot.